Thank you. I hope you guys find some levity or humor in this sincere statement about another episode on resilience. This one's called Another Think Coming. You got another think coming. Just observe that thought, that idea, and allow me to remind you of that timeless and ageless book that I cited many, many times from Mr. U.S. Anderson called The Three Magic Words. And those of you out there who may have heard me mention that book before, but you haven't had a chance to pick it up or read it, pardon me for spoiling that book if you haven't already fully taken it in and reasoned with it. I won't give away, well, I probably already have in other podcast episodes, but I want to give away the main personal self-discovery statement of guidance in this discussion today. But I do want to talk about this think coming thing, the another think coming. So salient in that Three Magic Words book, Mr. Anderson resolved for me a decades-long question I had struggled with. I was thinking for many years, even as a young adult, where does thought or thinking come from? I wanted to find the absolute essence and beginning, duration, direction, and ending of a thought or a singular think, if that's even possible. For some reason, and for at least 3 or 4 decades, I wanted and needed to get an answer on that quest. But I never got there or got here until I came across that guidance from Mr. Anderson in the Three Magic Words book. That question about the essence of thought stuck in and bounced around my cranium until I read that exclamation from Mr. Anderson about thinking. And he flat out said, "We do not think." Also, which even made it more, put in this word, it concretized that statement. We don't think by saying this. We do not create thoughts or thinking. We do not create thoughts or thinking. We can only observe, choose to receive, decide to pursue a think or a thought or an idea that scrolls across our mental screens hundreds or thousands of times a day. No way any of us could process and direct or create or produce the majority of those thoughts streaming to us every day, every moment, every phase, every season. No, there's something about you, your interests, your accepted purpose, your message, your vibration that alerts and connects your attention and action to those thoughts or thinks that drive you. If you can't remember, something else that I mentioned in previous podcasts about the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. And in almost every 820 podcast episode, I say this or ask this: what drives you? What drives you? I simply and humbly ask you to define your beauty in your presence and then to produce from that baseline, from that structure, that infrastructure, that defined essence of how you understand who you are and what you were brought here to do. The creation part for all the resources you need for your message and purpose and your voice, that stuff already exists. It's been created for us. We can't create that. We can only take the creation, those resources, and put it to use as we understand our journey, our direction, and our curiosity to produce why we're here. So when you have developed and discovered and chosen to maintain that awareness and the depth of your questions, you can address and then action your intention. So yeah, you always have another think or thought coming. You have a lot of them each day and in each moment. But because you cannot create them, understand that, yet they still come on a repetitive, almost constant stream of things and thinks and thoughts. Accept that. You'll create them, but they come. What do you do with that? Well, first of all, you must build on your mental infrastructure to distill and choose the ones that do drive you forward and as positively productive as possible. I'm asking you to observe, choose, decide, and to produce from your very presence. I know it's a lot to take in because on the outset, I'm asking you to consider Mr. U.S. Anderson's statement as definitive. We do not think, we do not create thought. To close out this discussion, let me leave you with this from Mr. Ryan Holiday from the Stoic Discipline. Quote, "You've got another think coming." All of us could use a second think from time to time. When we think we know something, when we think we've understood, that's when we get into trouble. What we need to do is listen better, ask questions, do a little research, be willing to be corrected. Our mind is not always our friend, as we said recently. We must trust it, but always verify. Because without another think coming, we may well have another thing coming too. Unquote. I hope that helps you with your another think coming, and know that you do not think, but you certainly can observe and listen as your best going forward. Thank you. Stay present. Stay current. It's always 8:20.